Alright, welcome back to another day of isolation vlogging. I think we're up to day 5. There's Doggo. Today we are going to be lowering the AE86. But before we do that, I'm going to be building myself some ramps. Now, people are like, you can go out and buy ramps. They're like, spend $40, buy ramps. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend nothing. I'm just going to build some ramps. Let's get to it. So here we have one regular ass pallet. Picked it up for free. And we're going to pull it apart. I mean, it's got 1,000,001 nails in it. So we're probably just going to cut out those sections. And we're just going to section it so it ramps down. So it's pretty important not to get the nails lost in the grass. So most of the nails are out of those planks. We'll probably only use those two, but we'll cut them up and screw them together. So we're going to cut the gross bits off, measure up the bits that we want, and cut it to size. Let's go. Also, just a reminder people, always wear your safety equipment, because honestly there's nothing worse than getting wood or angle grinder disc in the eye. And it's loud as fuck. Take care of your ears, you've got them for life. Let's go. So as you may be able to tell, they are pretty much done, except for this. This is the last piece of the puzzle. Hold it all together. Timber screws. I think they cost like $4 or $5 at Bunnings. I had them laying around from another job, so we'll chalk that up as free. Right, well, the battery in the drill's gone flat and I forgot to put it on charge last night, so put it on charge now and I'll go pick up my lowering kit. Alright, so this lowering kit works on many different makes and models, including but not limited to this thing here. This is a JZX 101 chaser, NA2J, and really quite low. It's on 15s, so can't wait for the mate to take that out and give it an actual drive. So it's no Makita lowering kit, but it'll do. Alright, we're back. We should probably get our ramps done, and that way we can start doing the car. Well, that ended up being a lot more effort than I expected. The wood was harder than I thought it would be, and I managed to break the tip off all of my screwdriver drill bits except for one, which was the last one standing, which didn't quite fit, by the way. So I had to probably, as you saw, countersink or pre-drill the holes. Countersink, that's the... Either way, pre-drill the holes just to give them an easier time, so yep. So there we have it, one homemade ramp. It cost me nothing. Well, the ballot cost me nothing. The screws cost a couple of cents, and I killed a bunch of drill bits. So since people have been killed working on cars on their own, I always put a jack stand under it and leave the jack tensioned on it. Just that little bit. Last thing I would ever do is get crushed by my own passion, so please be careful. Alrighty, so we're going to cut. We're going to try to find basically the halfway point. So the bottom starts here and finishes on this side as well. So it finishes right up the top there. So what we want to do is try and probably cut that one there. So that's the 3.5 coils up. Being that there's 7 coils in this, that's about halfway there. So we'll try and cut that one there, drop it down, twist it in, and see how we're going. When angle grinding, you should definitely always use the correct PPE. I have had grinding discs in my eye, or bits of it anyway, and I mean, everyone needs to collect the sparks. I mean, they're definitely helpful for later, but for right now, I think I'm just going to leave them, and yeah, we'll get to it. Right, would you look at that? Looks like a bit of a mess, but And when we lower the car onto that, it should not sit nice, firm, stiff. At least twice the spring rate. So we'll chuck the tyre on there and we'll have a look, see how low it is, and see how we go from there. What would help is if I remove the car stand. Ooh, that's not too bad. But I think we can go lower than that. Alright, after some revision and a couple more cuts, see how low we go. Ooh. I think we'll stick that on the ground and we'll see what it looks like. I think that's a little bit, but I don't think we're there yet. Always wear PPE for this reason. Grinding, haha, disco's Bert. Well, I tell you what, it's not quite as low as I go, but it's definitely a start. I know the camera doesn't really pick it up from here, but we drop some of these legs down. Now, I don't know about you, that definitely looks much better. It even has that kind of rake from the rear, like it's too high in the rear. Now, it is going to go lower once I put it on 13s, because I'm only going to go like 165, 50s, 60s or 65s, so nice and low. The other thing is I'm going to have to lower it in the rear now, but thankfully they're already coilovers, they're TRD ones, and they already go bullshit low, so whew. Alrighty, so we are a little low in the front end at the moment, which is really quite nice. We're going to jack up the back. We're going to see how low we can get that TRD suspension, those shocks, and just really have a time with it and see what we can do. Just see how low we can go. But yeah, basically it's going to be just that. Well, we've already run into our first problem. Without any ramps under there, it don't fit. I'm going to have to jack it up from probably the middle rear. It's going to be fun. So as you can see, this has been disc converted. I believe that is actually a Tarago diff, not an 8.6 one. So it's more than up to the task of the big port. It also runs 4:7 diff gear ratio, so it should be really really helpful for the poor little 4A. As you can see here, we have actual coilovers, and then up here. So it is actual TRD coilover with the dampener adjuster, and it's had the coilover conversion done up the top. So we're going to adjust that down and see what it looks like. Hopefully it should look pretty cool. Like, I mean, I've got that much, like, it's probably, I don't know, 3 inches, maybe 4, something like that, I don't know. Anyway, we can go down a bit. So C-spanners are literal gold when it comes to coilovers. I mean, look at that. We'll just measure down how far we want it to go. I'm probably going to guess it's a finger deeper. Why don't we go 2? 2 fingers deep. Not quite. Look at that. That's half of the height on it. So let's adjust that down to there. I'm just going to see if I can sit that. No, okay. I'll be back in a sec once it's down. Alright, so there we have it. It's adjusted down just that little bit further. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put the wheel back on, we're going to drop it down, and we're going to see what it sits like. So I don't know if you were able to tell before, but the front end was the one looking low, and then the rear end looking a little bit high. But with that extra 2 finger gap taken out of it, it really looks quite low. So I mean, that does look pretty low the whole way around. I'm definitely going to go lower, but I'm going to do that passenger side one first, and then I'll probably just wait until I get some 13s before I go any lower, because I really just want to be able to see roughly where I'm sitting with them on 13s before I take any more height out of the thing, because it may very well already scrape as is. So yeah. Alright, so once again, as you can see, we're right up the top of the coilover, so I'm going to get the C-spanner on it, drop down 2 fingers, and we'll drop the whole lot down just to suit it. So passenger side done and dusted too, front's done and dusted, nice and low there. Nice and low there and there. I think that's reasonably low. I think I might get out the ruler and see how far the back chassis is, or the rail, the mounting point anyway. off the ground, and yeah, just for a laugh. Alrighty, so we're still about, I'd say 70 millimeters off the ground. Yeah, about 70 millimeters off the ground. So once we put the 13s on there, we should be able to bring that down, say another 20 millimeters, and that's just the entire height. And then we'll see how I'm going on suspension and how much room I've got, and we'll try and get that down probably around 30 or 40 millimeters. I'm hoping down to about 30 millimeters. So alrighty, well, as you can see, it's really quite low now. I don't have any 13s to put on it for the minute, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'll probably pack up everything around here because I am a slob and I left everything everywhere. But otherwise, it's low. It's low. But it could be lower. That may happen in the future. I'm an idiot. Either way, see you tomorrow. Peace.